welcome back, welcome in, welcome one, and welcome all to yet another episode of Sutton Reactions, episode 36. And as you can already tell, right, this is a little bit different from what we've been doing, right? This is the first time I'm actually having a guest here on stream. I got my guy Baby Gap down here. We go way, way back to the college days. My good brother, Baby Gap. Let him know how you're doing, man, and welcome into the show.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on first and foremost. Like you said, it's Baby Gap here. Me and my bro, we've been friends for about at least 12 years now since college, and
Damn,
it's been a minute. Yeah,
this has been a hot second.
30, 30.
I didn't even
So
realize. Yeah, exactly, bro. I didn't even realize it's been
yeah,
that long, but it has. But yeah, no, thank you again for coming on, man. Let's go ahead and clap it up for my boy. Go and clap it up for Baby Gap.
run it
Appreciate
up.
you for coming through. Everybody in the live chat, shout out to all y'all watching live so far. As y'all continue to trickle in here, sound off in the chat. Let us know you're here. We got King Blaze here in the chat. What's going on, man? Herb, what's going on? Herb, appreciate you for coming through. Says night show today. Yes, sir. This is the first time that Sudden Reactions has been live at night, after hours, right? You ever seen what's the show? Shannon Sharp and Ocho Nightcap?
Nightcap, yes sir.
Yeah, that's what this feels like, low key, right now. That's what
Yeah,
this feels like.
same
Uh,
vibe.
it's same vibe, same vibe. I can promise you guys, it's going to be that type of vibe on this episode of the show, the after hours sudden reactions episode. So again, this is episode 36. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and spin the intro.
What was this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, like I said, welcome in, welcome one, and welcome all. Appreciate y'all for coming through to this episode 36 of Sudden Reactions. Again, a little bit of an abnormal start time. I'm bringing my boy on. My boy Baby Gap is down below here. He's joining us here on this episode of the show. Appreciate you for coming through again, Baby Gap. Appreciate that. Let's see who we have here in the live chat. I brought up a lot of you guys on the screen already. We see. I also see my guy Zeke is in the chat. What's going on, Zeke? Says something was good and everyone. Chris M says, "What the fuck is a guest? I'm sleepy." And Chris, look, I know. We normally go live like morning, midday, but listen. This is gonna be a very, very special episode. So wake that ass up. You feel me? Wake up. This is gonna be a good one. Appreciate you for coming through, Chris. We got Void in here. What's going on, Void? Appreciate you for coming through as well. Mike says, Urban, I'm just lighting up right now and chilling. We'll light up light it up for both of us here. Light it up for both of us here. Appreciate you again for coming through, Mike. All right. So I gave you a little bit of a rundown how this goes before we went live here. We got some videos to react to. I just want your honest takes and reactions. Again, some of the stuff that we're going to react to tonight is going to be serious topics. Some of the stuff is going to be some messy shit. A lot of the stuff is going to be like some silly stuff. You know what I mean? So just have fun with it
Sounds good.
again. And yeah, that's what we do here. That's what we do. We just kind of hang out and we vibe here. King Lee is in the chat as well. What's going on, King Lee? Appreciate you for coming through. King Lee says it's snowing out here. It's snowing. Wait, is it snowing on the East Coast? Where are you at, King Lee? I don't think I ever asked. Is it snowing over there where you are, Baby Gap?
No, not right now. I think we're supposed to get some this weekend though, like on
Oh
Sunday
shit.
and Monday. Yeah,
Can't
everything
relate.
that we just had. Didn't it snow down there not too long ago? Or it
Hell
never snowed?
no. Nah.
What's up,
Nah.
Urban Closer? Urban Closer, my boy. What's up with you, man?
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Yeah, man.
yeah. It didn't snow in Texas. I thought it did.
Nah, it got like really cold. Well, like when I say really cold, it got to like maybe 20 something degrees a couple of weeks ago, but it never snowed though, right? Now
Oh,
last year we did get some snow. We got like it was like maybe like a day or two. It was snowing and the whole entire state of Texas like shut down because they don't know how to deal with that shit, bro. Like there's all
Right.
sorts of like special guidelines and shit that you got to follow when it gets too cold out here because they're just not used to it. And
Mm-hmm.
it was, it was super irritating to deal with. But luckily this year we didn't get any snow. We got that one, like I said, 20-degree week, and then after that, I mean, it's been like 70s, 80s out here. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
loving it.
you're spoiled now, man.
I'm
Mm.
enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. Mike says it's a cool 72 in Houston. That's right, it is. It's 72 right now. I just got in from walking the dog and it felt great outside. Felt great.
Wow.
So but let's go ahead and get into some reactions here on this episode 36 of Sutton Reactions. Again, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and wherever you might be watching, whether that be on YouTube, whether that be on Twitter, whether that be on Twitch or Kick as well. Shout out to you and thank you for coming through. We're gonna start with this one. Um, Baby Gap. Let's start with this one. This is a little bit funny, right? So apparently, this white family goes to a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant. They sit down, they order their food, but then when the bill comes, there's a little bit of a discrepancy, right? Something about a
Mm-hmm.
wrong menu or something like that. Let's go ahead and take a look.
You handed me. No, no. Your country, you can do whatever the you want. But here you go by this. Yeah. So you screwed us. You screwed us. How many other people did you screw?
No, not school. Okay, everybody do the same. You know
I
what I'm saying?
am no. Can't do that.
You know, that I have no chance to print the menu. We just called New York last week. They're not printing out yet.
Yeah.
So please call me 1,000 to print all these, all these, okay?
This is the
No.
price.
That's the
today.
price. I am taking pictures.
I don't
Because
mind.
you even up the prices of his drink too.
I'm still working on the menu. Look at that. I still
Well, you should have done that before you gave it to us. I mean, that's the law.
There's no chance, okay? Just a few days only. You know, weekend. Nowhere can open. Nowhere.
Bro, it's the arms up in the air for me. Like, sorry, buddy.
It's too late.
It's too late. So I guess those were the old menus she put on the table, and they were going off of those prices. And then like when they got the bill, they were like, "What the hell is this?" And she was like, "Oh, I gave you guys the old menu. Sorry, these are the real prices." And they're not going for that. What do you say to that?
Well, in that case, it is a little crazy. I think she's making too much of a big deal about it, though. Um, most people you just want to go in that joint, especially when you're dealing with food, which they already ate, but you just want to go in there and get your food, get on a bite of that joint. I love how she's like the premise of her argument is like, how many other people did you screw over? As if like she's like, really concerned about,
Right.
like, hey, I mean, sometimes you just gotta stay at home and eat at home anyways. You know what I'm saying? That's the
So
best you
wait,
can
you
do.
saying in this scenario, would you have paid the higher prices, just said like F it, I'm gonna just pay and leave, or would you have like stood on business? You feel me?
You
Like
know,
like old girl day here.
it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, man. Because sometimes I'll just go like that. You know me. Sometimes I just be like, hey, it is what it is. If we talking about like, if we talking about like $5 difference or something slight, like all right, cool. But if we talking about like a serious upcharge, I can understand making a big spectacle about it. But most places, I'm just trying to get in and get on up out of there. And I've had some run-ins with like, these kind of restaurants and carryouts. Like my grandmother, she lives right across the street from a jump. Like we go there all the time.
Mhm.
And I remember one time I got some carryout, I brought it back home, and she was like telling me like what we had wasn't right. So when I went back in that joint, I cursed them folks out, and come to find out, they gave us the right thing, and I cursed them out for no reason. So every time I go in
Damn.
that joint now, I feel like an asshole. So I'm kind of biased in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like these service workers, they be having long days sometimes, and shit just don't be working out. So you just go with it sometimes, man.
Yeah, Chris says here, she told you why the menu looked differently. Just pay it and leave. Glaucoma says if the other price is a lot more, not gonna lie, it's gonna be a problem. And I get that. I feel that though, because it's just like, bro, like it's like, okay, so it's like when when you go into like a department store, let's say like a Macy's or something like that, and you pick up something on the $5 rack, right? And then you bring it to the register and they say, oh, this is actually
Yeah,
15 bucks, right? And it's like, oh, well, no, it was actually on the $5 rack. So you got to honor that. You
right.
feel me? Like it's the same kind of premise. Like, I mean, for me personally, I probably would have I would have stood on business. I would have said, hey, look, listen. But I would have been calm about it though. I wouldn't have been
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm trying to like make a big fuss about it. I would have just been like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, like these are the prices that you gave me. Like I ordered this food under the assumption that these were the prices. How do you know that I only had enough money in my account to pay what was, what I thought I was gonna pay? You feel me?
Right.
You can't just
Right.
like give me a brand new price just because you made a mistake. That's on you. That's not my problem.
That's
You
true.
feel me?
That's
So it's
another way
like,
to look at it.
yeah, like you gotta honor that.
Yeah. And you
You
gotta
gotta
know
honor that.
when the devices come out, dog. Sometimes you just gotta just take it on the chin. I mean, she's
Got
getting
to.
the devices is out. Somebody got to be honorable here. So who's gonna take
Exactly.
the high road?
Exactly. And I feel like, I mean, because, okay, so this is obviously like a Chinese restaurant. I don't know how they do it in China. And that's what, this lady was saying here. Like, I don't know how y'all do it, where you're from or whatever. But maybe they move like that. Maybe it's just like off of like oh, okay, you made a mistake. And like, it is fair that I'm going to pay these new prices that, you didn't put on the menu yet. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's how they
That,
move. But like, that's just not really what we do in America, right?
yeah. No, that's an ass whooping in America for sure.
Exactly. It's a discrepancy.
Hey, I'm gonna beat your ass.
It's a problem. It's an issue. It's an issue.
Yeah.
But all right, that's a little warm up, little appetizer there, right? But sticking on the restaurant drama, right? This is something that is American to American. This next video that I'm going to show you, right? And I feel like I know which way you're going to lean on this one. But you ever been to a sit down restaurant? Let's say an Applebee's, and they have some sort of special going on where you pay an X amount of money and you get unlimited food per person,
Absolutely.
right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you share a little bit of that food with somebody else at your table who didn't necessarily pay that same price? Let's take a look.
Sir, we're the one call. Okay, they have a $15.99 special unlimited. Me and my sister both got one, and then we ordered dessert. You called? Yeah. We called because the man told us, because I gave a plate of shrimp to my brother. He told us we got to pay for him eating it. That's not what they special say. If you go look at their menu, it don't tell you. That's like you eating and you give something to your sister or your friend. It don't tell you nowhere on there if you share the food. Then they charge us 15. It's unlimited. Right. He told us because we share food. They charged us for every person that ate at the table. You can't do that because it don't say that.
Talking about well, I'm telling you,
What am I because I recorded the girl behind us will tell you. You can't tell us if we ordering it. It don't say if you this only for one person. It say $15.99 per person unlimited. It don't say $15.99. Well, what do you think it is? But no, sir, he told us because he ate. I gave him my plate of shrimp. He told me he charged because he seen our shrimp. You can't tell me if I don't want to eat something that I can't give it to nobody.
I get where you're coming from.
No, we wasn't.
$15.99, so 3 adults can eat the one.
It's multiple things. It's endless.
15, but I'm thinking myself.
But it's endless. It doesn't say they limit how much you can get. It doesn't say that. Don't they should say that. I'm gonna be honest. If you saying that, you should say per person. It doesn't say per person. It doesn't say that.
Alcohol drink can't be $192
Hey, I'm mad she took the drink out the restaurant.
Dog.
Heat
Heat of the moment.
Yeah.
He's trying to charge us for everybody at the table. You can't do that.
Kids running around.
I'm siding with the folks on this one, dog. I'm just
For real?
gonna yeah, I'm siding with the folks. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what difference do it really make? That's a bad system in general. You got to look at the head of the operation when something like this happens. Motherfuckers go in here and you got 10 people at a table. You got an unlimited deal. You know what I'm saying? Where 2 people could order something. That's the system. That's the system breaking down at that point. Like, you tell me I get bottomless wings and I got my bro over here, I'm gonna break bread with my bro. I'm gonna break bread. I gotta break bread with you. I gotta do it. If my dog get low in his pockets, I'm picking them up. You got to. And
sure.
I just feel like it's kind of like, how when you go to places like IHOP and like buffets in general. Well, IHOP's not a buffet, but when they do like all you can eat pancakes. You can't take no leftovers home. You got to eat it all like right there, and that don't make sense to me. Like I think if you pay that price at that buffet, that you go eat what you go eat. You should get a little doggy bag to take home. You done paid for it already. What's the difference in me taking it home? What's the and eating it here? Same case with this. What's the difference in whoever is in her party eating the junk and her eating it? You know what I'm saying? Like it's all the same. It's still gonna get eaten regardless, or it's gonna get cooked. It's already it's food gone now.
Yeah, I feel like there may be a tad bit more to this story that we're missing because look, listen,
Mhm.
me personally, I've never been a server before. But if I was a server in this situation, a server for Applebee's at that, I'm letting that shit slide, bro. Because it's
No,
just
for
like
sure.
you know how it is, and it's just not worth the headache. Like, how is that ever worth the headache of like saying, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna charge the brother or whoever else, the other guy at the table, right, for a whole $15.99 special because I saw her break off a little bit, some pieces of her shrimp for him. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
number one, you know how it is. It's hard out here for everybody, for one.
Hmm.
Number two, it's like, again, why would you want to even have that argument at the table, right?
Right.
Maybe your manager is breathing down your neck and is like, hey, look, you see what's going on, you see what's going on over there,
Right.
right?
Right. Risk
You
it.
know, you
Risk
know what
your
I'm saying?
life for that.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think it's worth it. But I mean, I think you mentioned it. What's the difference if like she wants to take that food home and then give it to whoever else? You know what I mean? Like it's just
Exactly.
it's so stupid, dog. It's so
Such a
stupid.
trivial. That's a trivial thing, man. It's like, are you seriously gonna sit here and watch and see who's consuming what food when they doing it? Like, that's ridiculous, dog. Like, people got too much time on their hands, and they probably getting paid minimum wage to work there. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a little part time ski. You know what I'm saying? You ain't like the
exactly.
general manager. You ain't getting no real motion. Like, just let the people let the people consume what they want to consume. Matter of fact,
Right, bro.
if I was a waiter, I'd be a cool waiter, dog. Like, you know what? I'm gonna take a drink off. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. You know, like certain people, not all the time, you know, but if they being cool, whatever, you know, at this point, it's all about the tip. Pause.
For sure, for sure. And what up, Ashley? Yes, ma'am. It is late night reactions tonight. A little bit of a different vibe going on. A little nightcap, little nightcap. But another thing that the lady said in this video, like they ordered two of the $15.99 specials, right? So they knew it was per person, but like her and I guess her sister, her girlfriend, whatever, both ordered the special. I could see if you have like a table of five people, 4 or 5 people, and just one person orders that $15.99 all you can eat special, and
Hmm.
they're just breaking
Hmm.
down every single time. All right, I
Right,
need
right,
more, I
right,
need
right, right.
more, breaking down every, you know what I'm saying? That would be wild. Then you're abusing
Let
it,
me get
right?
10 plates, please. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Exactly. Nah. See, that's abuse. That's abuse at that
Yeah,
point. But like this, like they said that they ordered two of the specials. They ordered the kids something separate. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to just kind of let that go. You should be able to let that go.
exactly.
Maybe the server felt the way about this particular table. Maybe they were giving him the runaround, right? And he was like, "All right, well,
Hmm.
y'all gonna do this to me. All right, I'm like, watch, see what I do. Watch, see how you like this. You feel me? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, Shout out to all y'all watching in the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming through to this episode 36 of PRP. Do have a special guest. My man Baby Gap is down here, long time brother of mine of 12 plus years. Appreciate him for coming through as well. Again, Ashley, what up?
Much
What up?
love.
And then also Tila's in the house as well. What up, Tila? Appreciate you for coming through. Thank you so much. Tila was actually just watching Purple Rain just maybe about half an hour ago. Gifted memberships and all that. She was showing out tonight in the
Oh,
chat.
that's
Shout out to
sweet.
you, Tila. Shout out
Shouts
to
out
you.
to you. Yes,
Appreciate you for
yes.
coming through. All right, so let's go ahead and move on here. Let me see what else do we want to talk about here. Let's go here. Let's go here. I feel like I know which way you'll lean on this one too, but I'm not sure. I'm really not for sure. So, lady's driving Uber, right? This black lady, she's driving Uber, and two gentlemen get in her car. White guy and a black guy. The white guy's wearing a MAGA hat,
Oh,
and she ain't going for it.
How are you? Woo! Are you Jamie?
Yes.
Okay. Jamie, I'm gonna ask you to remove the hat while getting in my car. I'm gonna ask you to remove the hat while you getting in my car.
What's wrong with my hat?
Do you see what's going on in the world right now? Have y'all even turned on the TV?
She wanted to
I'm one of those.
You're one of
And
those?
you're one of those that's not, as I can see, because you all parading around with him with that on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? This is are you racist?
I'm not racist at all.
Okay then. So what are you talking
What
about?
I'm trying to
with him?
say, like, I'm scared for my life because
You
everything
scared?
very
Oh my god.
everything that's happening, and you sitting up there parading around wearing that. Can you please take that off or get out of my car?
Bro.
It's 110 degrees. Either you take it off or go stand in the heat. Because I'm in AC. I'm cool as a cucumber.
We're cool as well.
All right.
Okay, yeah, all right. You know what? Let me unlock the door. It's an issue.
What you want to do, bro?
You're disrespecting me in my own car.
Okay. They love throwing that word.
Okay, unlock.
I swear to God.
Okay, get out. Get out. I'm done now.
You must be really happy in life.
I am very happy.
Cancel the ride.
Yeah, cancel the ride. You can take your little money back. I report it to whoever you want to. I'm sorry, but call my rules.
Hey,
All right. Thoughts.
Yeah, man. You already know how I feel about that. Everybody can do what they want to do, and deny service to whoever they want to. You know what side of
Facts.
the aisle I'm on with that. You know,
Facts.
um,
I know.
I'm just,
Only
you
thing
know,
is though, is like this Uber job for her must be like super supplementary income. You feel me? She must not need the money that bad. Cause like the argument that I saw, at least online about this, is like, why let your politics affect your paycheck, right? And
that's
somebody
true.
put it like this. Somebody was like, if your boss, right, or a supervisor at your job, maybe not even your like direct supervisor, but somebody above you, parallel to you, whatever, came into work with something like that, showing their political leanings or whatever, and you didn't like it, would you just up and leave your job? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
one of those sort of things. What do you have to say to that?
yeah. That's a great point. That's a great point. But at the same time, you also got to take into account maybe she is uncomfortable because of some of the surrounding topics or feelings of how that demographic of people typically are, and morals come into play, and what you stand for. Hey, you might make $20 off this trip, but if you don't morally agree with somebody on situations and politics and ethics and stuff that ties into that attire and political stance, I totally can understand why you would want to, you know, tell the nigga to get up out your car. I mean, it just is what it is.
For sure. And I think Mike here makes the best point. Says skit or not, because I think somebody said this is a skit, but it's
Yeah, for
still an
sure.
interesting topic. He says skit or not, Uber drivers are independent contractors, and that's her right, which is a fact. Anybody who drives for Uber, DoorDash, whatever, they are independent contractors. They do not have to, service anybody or do anything that they do not want to do at the end of the day. They work for themselves, right? They're paid through DoorDash or whatever company, Uber, whatever, but they work for themselves. So, from that perspective, if you feel uncomfortable in the car, now she did kind of drag it just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If somebody gets in your car, is wearing a MAGA hat, are you really fearing for your life? Like in that moment, me personally, I'm not
Well,
gonna
look
fear
at the
for
other
my
side
life.
of it, though. Look at the
Okay.
other side of it, though. I think, that's the skitty part about it. But like, she raises that point. I think because on that side, they look at our demographic and they utilize that to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? And say, "Oh, I'm fearing for my life. I'm fearful for my life." Black
Do
people
they
we go through
really?
that all the time. Yeah, with yeah, not
I
not
feel like the
not
I feel like the
you.
MAGA
I'm
heads just
talking
be
about.
like unapologetically like, I don't care. Like I feel like they're more so just like, I don't care what you think. I'm a Trumper, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, they get super freaking annoying doing that, right? But like I
Yeah.
don't really see the whole like, I don't, because I thought that their whole thing was like not playing the victim role. You know what I mean? That's kind of the stance that they tend to take. Like, oh, we're not playing victim. You
It's
guys play
changing
victim all the
now.
time. You think so?
It's changing. It's changing. Did you see any of those clips of the Turning Point USA halftime show? And that one dude is like singing on his guitar, and he's like he just wants to catch his fish, drink his beer, drive his
Yeah, I
truck.
saw
I
that.
mean, that's a
I saw
sounds
that.
to me, objectively speaking, that looks like
Mm,
that sounds like a victim,
victim
like
mentality. Because
Yeah,
like, who's stopping you from driving your damn truck and drinking your damn beer?
you can catch as many fish as you want to. You
Facts.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You could pet your dog. You can do all that shit. Like, I don't care what you do. I hope you do. I want you to, because I want the same things for me. I want to. I don't like fishing, but I like drinking beer. I like driving trucks and shit like that. We like a lot of the same things. And once we break down all this stuff and realize that we humans, at the end of the day, we can get past all this stupid shit, like wearing a red hat or even kicking people out because they're wearing a red hat. At the end of the day, we trying to make it to tomorrow so we could catch our fish and drink our beer. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same thing.
Facts. Facts. No, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. It is kind of comforting to know that this is a skit for sure. I didn't know that it was a skit,
For sure.
but it kind of does seem that way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people record themselves while they're doing Uber for safety purposes, right, and things like that. So at first, I didn't think it was a skit. I didn't think too much. I didn't think that deep into it. But you guys made good points here. Great points. Great points. Let me see. Mike says, you don't leave your job, dummy. You look at your company dress policy and see if you have a legit issue to raise to HR. I mean, some jobs do, tell you that you can't wear like political paraphernalia and things like that. And so it depends on where you work. Depends on where you work. But all right, let's go ahead and move on from that here, the whole MAGA mess. Let's bring this up here. Let's bring this up. So, there was a teacher at a school, and I don't know if you've seen this video before, but he was having a pizza party for his class, and I guess he teaches maybe middle schoolers. I don't know if it's high schools, middle schools, or whatever it is, but he was charging the children per slice of pizza in the class, right? And a lot of people took issue with it, like, why are you charging? If you're having a pizza party, just have the damn pizza party. Why are you charging the kids? But let's take a look.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, told y'all I got y'all a piece for y'all. So, I have a variety of different options. I got cheese. I got 8 boxes of cheese. So bacon and pepperoni was like equally voted. So I got 4 boxes of each. I got 8 boxes of pepperoni, then I got 4 boxes of sausage. Now, the first slice is free. Comes with a drink, right? I got the knockoff, Sprite and all that other good stuff. First slice is free. The second slice is gonna run you. Any additional slice is gonna run you $2. The cash out is back there. No refund. Yeah. Hey, why is jumping like a crack house over here? I was already gonna take on the day. Bro. Hey. Oh yeah, boy. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are not my student, you might as well go on, leave the line, because my students are prioritized first. So if you are not my student, you gotta wait till anything's left. If you cutting the line, you ain't getting you cutting the line.
Damn, bro, cussing at the kids.
Turn around, you ain't getting nothing from me. I got nothing for you. Girl, bye, you at the end of the line. Jump all these people.
You don't need
Hey, I see y'all cash rapping. Hold on. Wait till everybody get done before
You're taking cash apps from the kids, bro.
And don't send me no $20 that you finna get all the pieces.
And eating with one hand, passing out with the other.
How much? I think I missed it. How much did he say it was per slice? Did he say like $2?
$2.
So $2 per slice.
If we do some real, it's gonna be an equation. Because if you get a free slice, and then you charge for every second slice. Mm-hmm. So you getting by that math, you getting half of your money back. But how much do a large pizza from Domino's cost? Let's do a quick fact check on that.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Definitely quick fact check. I would assume it's no more. A large pizza from Domino's, maybe one topping, $18. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's see.
Shit's getting high these days.
It is. And I'm just going to AI overview. I'm not going to the actual app.
For sure.
I'm just,
for sure. Definitely.
That's why we got
AI works. Yeah.
It's frequently advertised around $7.99. I don't know how true that is.
They be running them deals. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's think about it. And especially if this is like on a Wednesday or something. You know what I'm saying? They might even have like a $5.99 deal. You buy two topping, or buy one topping, get one half off. Either way, let's say 8 slices per box, right? If
Hmm.
you get 4 people to buy an additional slice to that box, that's $8. So you making money back.
And is that unethical?
That is
Right?
actually this entire ordeal is unethical. Back in the day when they did a pizza party for us, man, we had the free pizza, man. Just give us the slices of pizza.
Yeah,
Two.
and see what they did was back in the day they used to cut them into the real thin slices. You remember?
Right,
They used to take
right.
one slice, cut that in half, and then it's like, all
Exactly.
right, you can have two slices. It was really just
It's
one. You
really
know what I
just
mean? But she
one,
felt like you
right?
were just getting two. But
Exactly.
he's keeping all of it together, and he's like, hey, listen, bro, I got a deal on this. I'm sure this is what he's thinking in the back. I got a deal on these pizzas. You
I'm gonna
feel
make
me?
$20 today.
And I'm gonna make an easy 20. You feel me?
Easily.
And then he charging for the sodas too. He got the off-brand sodas. I don't know how much he paid for those, but this is a come up here. This is a come up. You
Oh, for
can't
sure.
convince me
For
otherwise.
sure. For sure. For sure. This is a hustle even. This is a hustle. This is something that you look at and you're like, man, what quality of teachers do we have out here? I mean, back in the day, teachers would pull some money together to make something like this happen if the kids was on, having good behavior or something like that. Now,
Yeah.
if you got to go through the whole rigmarole of charging kids for a slice of pizza, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, nah. I mean, King Blaze says here he's hustling. He definitely hustling, bro. Definitely hustling.
Absolutely hustling.
He taking
Absolutely.
cash apps, bro. When you start taking cash apps, it's like, come on, bro, big dog. I get it. It's 2026, and I don't know exactly when this video came out, but like, you can't be collecting payment information from
That should be
minors.
illegal. Yeah,
That
that
should
should
be
be illegal.
illegal in a schoolhouse. Like, that's wild to me. I don't know
And
who
he's
let him get
recording
this
it.
off, and he's recording it. It's on a whole tripod.
I've seen
You
this
feel
guy
me?
before, though. I've seen him before. He has some good content out there. I don't
I mean, is he
necessarily
from the
care for
DMV? I
this,
see he
though.
got a skin shirt on.
I'm not sure. He might be. He might be, but he teaches like high schools, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen some of his content floating around the internet before, so I've seen some good stuff from him, and I think he disciplines his students very well. I just do not agree with this per se. I think if you're going
Yeah.
to do something, don't half-ass it. Just take the hit. If you go be a good teacher, if you could be the cool teacher, be the cool teacher all the way. Don't be a cool teacher that's really,
Facts. Don't half
not,
step.
exactly. Because I'll just get one slice of pizza. I tell everybody,
Yeah,
you
then what?
so I'll just get one slice of pizza, and he gonna have all this pizza left over. And
Right.
nah, we good.
Hey, that'd be
Stay strong.
hilarious, bro. Yeah, hell yeah.
Fine.
Nah, bro is definitely tripping. Bro is
Yeah,
definitely tripping. Um, let me see. Mike says if the school policy allows it, then oh well. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, I
if
feel
they
that.
allow it, but I don't see what school is allowing that though. I mean, they don't even allow the kids to sell stuff to each other, right? I mean, people used to sell stuff in school all the time, don't get me wrong, but it had to be like under the table, right? If you were selling like candy, chips, things like that, you had to do that shit under the table. This
Yeah,
man is selling pizza like out in the open, like to,
he got
his whole
18
class.
boxes of pizza. I didn't even get
Right.
that indoors.
Right.
Half of that pizza's cold. Something's
Exactly.
cold.
How
It's
you get
tripping
all that pizza past the goddamn principal's office? They didn't ask you what was going on? Like, come on now.
with the
Let me
warm
see.
soda cans.
Glaucoma says that yeah, they definitely warm too. Glaucoma says, I ain't never heard I'm throwing y'all a party, but y'all gotta pay for extra food. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no, yeah. That's weird.
Exactly.
That's weird.
I agree
That's
with you,
weird.
man.
Mike says
I agree
exactly,
with you.
son. We used to get in trouble for hustling snacks. Exactly, bro. Had to do that shit under the
Absolutely.
table.
Went to the office. Yeah.
But Chris pushes back here, says, no, you didn't have to do it under the table. What prison school did y'all go to? Listen, I don't know
Hey,
if it was just different areas. I don't know if it was just different times, but I know in the school that I grew up in, they wasn't going for that.
yeah, no. If you went to your locker, opened that joint up, and you had some Fritos and some ones in your locker, you might as well have a pound of weed at school. Cause you going
Facts.
down. You going down. You going down.
Facts.
Talking about some
Let
who
me
wants some.
see. Attitude Pop says every school allows this and students still sell stuff and sell cookies and cake and they cash app each other. We in 2026 sudden. I get it, bro, but there's got to be something in the bylaws. You feel
They
me? Of
selling it to
like,
each other. That's the
yeah, but
key.
that's
That's the
what I'm
key
saying.
phrase right there. They're
That's
selling
the
it to each other.
difference
The
for
teacher's
sure.
not doing it. The teacher doing it is a little wonky to me.
Yeah,
because
very wealthy.
the teacher is turning a profit here if everybody goes and gets an extra slice of pizza.
And then he also said like he because he did say like if you're not in my class, then like you might as well leave. And like if there's pizza left though, y'all can come back, y'all can
Get
pull
at
up and
me,
y'all can
hey,
pay.
get at
You
me.
feel me? Like that's wild. Come on,
A
dog.
buck
That's
50.
wild.
About cut down. I cut the price down.
Right. For whatever's left. I mean, at a certain point, it's like, hey, look, $5 for a box. You feel me? Some
Right.
shit like that. You know what I mean?
I gave this whole box for $5 in a
Right.
big Texas. You tripping? Now
In
you
a big
trading.
Texas.
Stock trading. Nah, sir.
Right. Hell
Give me this for a parlay. Give me a stud.
Hell nah. Yeah,
Tripping.
nah. Definitely not. But all right, y'all. All right. Let's go ahead and move on here. Moving right along. We're getting through these. Very efficient tonight. I want to talk about this. Baby Gap. Listen, I know you heard about this, but I hadn't talked about it. Kevin Durant and this burner account, right? That he got exposed for a couple of days ago. I'm gonna read off some tweets or some messages that supposedly came from Kevin Durant's burner account that is titled checks notes. Get off my Dickerson is the name of the account, right? And here's some messages that he was exchanging with somebody in private. I guess he thought this was in confidence. He says, "Coach called that play to pass to Alperen Şengün. LOL. I'm gonna turn the ball over with this shitty ass team. I don't care. Your franchise player, Şengün, cannot shoot or defend. That's a way bigger issue than my turnovers. Remember, these guys are your future." He also says, "I can't trust Jabari to make a shot or get a stop." Let me see. And then he also called his teammate Jabari, I guess, low key and the R word. You guys know the R word, right? So I mean, bro, and listen, I believe it. I 100% believe this was KD because this is what KD does. I mean, over the years, we've known in public he'll go back and forth with any old fan. If I get on Twitter right now and I call KD a bitch ass nigga, he coming right back at me. You feel me? And he don't even know me from a can of paint. So it's like I totally believe that this was KD's burner. But the fact that he's saying all this stuff like about his teammates, Şengün and Jabari Smith, and you know all those guys, like what do you make of all that? You feel me?
Yeah, I for one, let's take into account a couple of things. Jabari Smith has come out and said that KD, not recently, but in the past, KD's one of his like inspirations. He looks up to KD and he tries to emulate his game, after KD's. And Şengün, European dude, who I think is a great
he's a dog, bro.
Player.
I love him.
I love his game. His game. I think KD saying stuff out of frustration and whatever. But you got to look at it because don't get me wrong, everybody. I love KD. He's from the area that I'm at. That's my boy. I don't like some of his decisions though over the years. I don't like, he dogs people. He talks about them through, he claps back at you on Twitter or whatever. I think that's all fun and games. But when you start attacking your players and behind the confines of your burner account as a almost 40-year-old man talking about a dude who's 20. How old is Jabari Smith? Maybe like 23? Something like that. Plenty of time to develop his game. I think he's pretty good too, as well. But KD, you left a championship contending team. Yeah, you left a championship contending team to go to a team that had beat you the year before, a team that you could have beat.
Yeah.
To get a couple rings, and it would be one thing to be like, yeah, the Warriors hadn't won without him before or after him, but they won without him before and after him. So how much does KD really contribute to a team if it's not Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, prime Draymond, but still a great role player, Iggy. You got people like that on the team. Of course you're gonna be winning, and you got the best scorer at the time on joining your team. It's like, hey, okay, KD, you some of your decisions is questionable too.
Yeah.
So I'm biased anyways because Russell Westbrook my favorite player. I don't like how he did it. I don't like how he did my boy. So yeah.
Yeah. I think it's ugly. And real quick, this is what KD had to say about it when he was asked about it after practice earlier today.
Welcome back.
Go ahead, guys.
Any questions?
Kevin, there was allegations of the All-Star that you used a burner account to disparage current and former teammates. The handle for the burner was at GetHigher77. Is that your account?
I know you gotta ask these questions, but I'm not here to get into Twitter nonsense. I'm just here to focus on the season, keep it pushing. But I know I get you got to answer those questions.
It's a great response.
Immediate deflection.
Yeah, immediate deflection. Great response. It leaves you kind of, wondering. But his response kind of lets you know that it is because
it's factual.
Yeah, right. Because I feel like the response would be a little bit more, man, I'd be like, hey, that's not me, guys. Or I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too. It's a different way. It's a way that he could have conveyed that would have made me believe that wasn't his burner. You know what I'm saying?
And see, my problem with KD, especially at his big age now. I mean, because KD is like, what? I mean, KD got to be, what, 36?
Bama got to be like 37, 38.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Yeah.
But he's still in that kind of bachelor mode, right? No wife, no kids. He just kind of does what he wants. He all he cares about is hooping. He is clear about that. But my thing is, at some point, bro, you got to grow up. Like, why are you talking down on a 22-year-old Jabari Smith who grew up watching you play the game? You know what I mean? Like, me and you,
right?
We are now in our 30s, right? And we grew up watching KD play. So you can only imagine what a 22-year-old Jabari Smith, you know what I mean? Like, when he was like knee high, Jabari Smith was watching KD, you feel me, hit game-winning shots and things like that. And you're over here like calling him the R word, right? Calling him stupid, like calling Şengün, who is, a rising star in this league, instead of like building him up.
All-star.
An all-star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, I think he's just got to grow up. And that's what I don't like about Kevin Durant. I love him as a player. Again, like you mentioned, he's from where we're from, right? And like, we love that about him. And now he's actually playing in Houston, like where I'm at. I haven't caught a game yet, but like, I still want to go. I really want to go, mainly for honestly Şengün, because he's my favorite player right now. I just love his game that much.
And that boy Thompson.
Oh, Amin Thompson. Oh, he's a freak. He is a freak. Yeah. I love him too.
Yeah,
but no, KD, man, these immaturity issues, man, they just, at some point, and I think somebody made the point, this is what wives are for. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is what wives and girlfriends are for. And so you're not spending your time in chat rooms. You feel, you know what I'm saying? Like just kind of showing your ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and KD's not a leader, man. I don't think KD's been in a room where he's been a leader. Outside of maybe OKC, I mean, that was his team. There's really no denying that. But since he left that team, KD hasn't been the leader of any locker room. And that's something that sucks to say, but because a player of his caliber, I mean, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best scorers of all time. If not the best scorer of all time. I mean, he's very versatile as a scorer. But see him not being able to, he goes to the Rockets to talk trash about these guys. You would think that he'd be trying to teach them or mentor these young dudes up and try and, hey, Jabari Smith, you got a lot of the same mechanics that I had. Hey, here's how you do this, jab that, pump fake here, whatever, position your body like this. You gotta be a vet. If you could be a vet going to a young team that's rebuilding and trying to be a playoff contending team or championship contending team, you gotta take the weight of the leader on your shoulders. KD doesn't do that to me.
Yeah.
Ever.
Attitude Pop here says in the chat, I guess pushing back on what you were saying on, him joining the Warriors and stuff like that. He says, well, the Warriors actually begged for KD. And Curry and Dre, they were in the parking lot begging him when they lost in 2016 to Bron, which is true. I do remember that. I definitely do remember that. But at the end of the day, he's his own man, right? He didn't have to make that decision. And a lot of people would say, like, they would argue, like, oh, KD really changed the league. He changed the landscape of the league when he did that, because it started enabling players to go ahead and start building these, these big three rosters and things like that. But I would disagree with that too, because I mean, you had Bron who did it back in, what was it? 08 or 09, whenever he joined the Heat, when they had the Heatles going on,
Oh,
and
that
even
was
before.
like 2011. Yeah.
Oh, that was
2000.
11. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit early there. But even before that, you had the Celtics who did it with
Yeah.
Rondo,
Yeah.
KG, and Ray Allen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that
So
was around 2008, 2009. Yeah.
yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking about then.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
started it essentially.
they pretty much did. Yeah, they pretty much did. And then
Yeah.
Bron followed suit, and then KD followed suit as well. And it's just kind of been a domino effect since then. I want to talk to you about this though. What do you think about the and everybody in the chat? I want your opinions on this too. What do you think about? Because I know you're a big NBA guy. What do you think about the future of the league? Do you feel like it's trending in the right direction, or do you think it's trending in the wrong direction, entertainment wise, competition wise? Yes or no, and why?
Abolish the All-Star, the dunk contest for one. Get rid of that.
Yeah, most def. Or
3-point contest.
not even abolish it though. Maybe just like let professional dunkers, right? And let them do it. If you're gonna have influencers crawling around, yeah, get some people off the street, have them come in, do some creative dunks we never seen,
and compete for money. Hey, let's get some guys who can dunk that's on TikTok and doing all the the spoof videos. This is how LeBron shoots. Those guys, a lot of those guys are really athletic. You know what I'm saying? Get some of those guys in the screen. Show them, be like, hey, I'll give you 50 racks. You win this. They could be out there. They die for Adam Silver. Speaking of Adam Silver, though, Adam Silver has to go. I think he's going to ruin the NBA.
How so?
Because he's talking about getting rid of the lottery system, like the draft in general, and like just having teams like buying new free agents, like new kids from college, just paying them outright. I think that's
supposed
ridiculous.
To stop tanking, though, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's how can you look at teams like the Wizards, the Jazz, the Kings? You think these teams want to be bad? These teams are terrible. They're not tank like you're gonna tank. Yeah, of course you're tanking. Everybody tanks in every sport. I mean, at some point you go pull your starters because you're like, hey, it's a dead season. That's part of the rebuild. That happens. We all know that, and that's become an acceptable thing, in my opinion, in sports is the tank. Because how else are you going to get? How else are you going to rebuild a roster?
I trust the process.
I think getting rid of the draft. Yeah, I think getting rid of the draft would be a bad idea. Because guess what? Darren Peterson comes. Who has the most cap space in the league right now? Probably, or not even most. It doesn't even matter who has the most cap space, as long as they can match offers of some other people. If you're a prestigious team, like if I'm the Celtics, hey, let's go and get Darren Peterson and team him up with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. If you're a Washington Wizards fan, you'll never see your team eat, because a lot of people, they make it seem like some people want to go and play in Washington, and some people do. Some of the young kids do want to come and play in Washington. They want to force themselves here now. But vast majority of the people who are really good players don't want to come to Washington. It becomes a spectacle when you get traded here. You're like, oh, your career is dead. People get sent here to die, or at least that used to be the case. We're rebuilding now, but people like the Kings. You go to the Kings. After the Light the Beam era a few years ago, which was a great era in Kings basketball, now they're back to a dying franchise. It looks like it at least. You got teams like that who are looking for a franchise cornerstone player, and the only way that you can get that, in my opinion, is building them up in the draft, because that's the only reason people are going to want to go and play on those.
See, I think
they drafted a superstar.
I think Glaucoma brings up a good point here. It says basketball be boring as fuck. I only start watching when the playoffs start. And that's a lot of people share that same sentiment. There's too many games. That's the thing.
So many games.
There's too many games, which means there's too many opportunities for players to get hurt. And when players get hurt, Kyrie Irving just got announced he's out for the season today. I mean, Anthony Davis gets traded to a team where he's, and immediately gets shut down for the year. I mean, he got traded to the Wizards, right? Yeah, he got traded to the Wizards. And he's getting shut down for the year. It's like you have too many games, which opens up too many chances for guys to get hurt, and that hurts the product at the end of the day. On top of that, teams are tanking. The Jazz are pulling players in the fourth quarter intentionally, right? And you have people who save up for months and months and months to go to one game, right? To see somebody play. and they show up and that person's not playing, that's a problem. That's an
Yeah, it
issue,
is. It
you
is.
know?
But that's sports, though. That's going to happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's for one, it's going to happen because of injuries, regardless, and it's going to happen from players sitting out, regardless. I don't think taking the draft away and tanking, the whole concept of tanking, is going to stop Joel
But
Embiid
when
from
you have your
playing.
best players not playing, you know what I mean? It'd be like, for example, like take in the NFL example real quick. Cam Ward on the Titans. He's probably one of the better players on that Titans team. Imagine if they shut him down with like 5 games left, 6 games left in the season just because they know that their season's a wash. They don't do that
Yeah,
in
but
the
they're not going to
NFL.
do that though. They're not going to
Right.
typically do that though.
Right, because they know what that does to their bottom line. It's like these NBA owners, they
Yeah,
just don't give a shit. It's like, all right, cool. Sit
yeah,
our best players. We don't care how, if we're still gonna
because it's
charge
82 games.
hundreds of dollars a ticket. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I hate it.
yeah, and
And
I think the inflation. No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I do agree with you in the terms of the pricing on NBA games being ridiculous. Yeah,
yeah, Attitude Pop says here they're going in the right direction. You got guys like Wimby and Ant are the new faces, and Ant is funny. He brings the fun and seriousness to the NBA, and Wimby adds his contribution. And the All Star was good except for the dunks, the dunk
right.
contest. I guess you're saying.
I agree with that. Yes, and that I kind of got off track on the point that I was making. I think that the future of the NBA is bright. Let me say that. I should have started with that. I think the new players that are in the league, like Pop said, um, Wimby, and you got. I mean, I even like other people like Lamelo Ball, who is a lot of people don't have up and down thoughts about the kid, but I think he can flat out hoop. I love watching him play. I love
Yeah.
watching the Hornets play because of the announcers. I think some franchises have great announcers. Some organizations rather they have great announcing teams and people that you want to actually hear call the game. It's not always about the national broadcast. I have the NBA app, so I get to watch a lot of the lower market teams and stuff like that, and see some of the lower market, organizations, and see how they kind of flex their players and stuff like that. So that is something to watch. It's not all about the super big names, and when the guys are hurt, like you said, when your Kyries are hurt, you don't want to watch X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying you don't want to watch, but people may feel like, hey, I don't want to watch because my favorite players aren't playing. But there's 82 games on the schedule. Somebody's balling. Somebody out
Somebody's
there is
hooping,
hooping that you may
but
not want to watch, but he's hooping. Tyrese
the
Maxey, hooper. You
Maxie is
know,
a hooper. He's a bucket getter for sure.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
here's another problem. It's not even just, the tanking. It's not just the I think another problem is the lack of American born talent. That's one thing. And Ann is the exception to that rule. Um, and a couple of other guys as well. But I think just the brand of basketball that they're playing now too. It's like everybody is shooting threes. This is why I love guys like Alperen Şengün so much when they come along, because his game is not predicated off of perimeter shooting, right? He's gonna get his ass in that paint, give you a post move. He's gonna get a bucket that way, or he's gonna pass it out. You know what I mean? Like we've lost that art. Everybody, I mean, the guys are shooting more threes than ever nowadays, and it just kind of like you don't see players like Shaq anymore. You don't see players like Tim Duncan. You don't see players like that. There's no
Right.
like variety. You know what I mean? Like we used to get like guys who had different skill sets. Now it's just like, okay, if you cannot shoot threes, I don't care if you're playing the 1 through the 5. If you cannot shoot threes and you will not shoot threes, you're not playing. And like that,
Yeah.
it makes the game a lot less interesting to watch. To me, to
Yeah,
me,
I agree. I agree. But at the same time, when I'm a Wizards fan, so I get to watch my young kids go out there and develop, and learn the game. It's just nice to see, and I do understand the game is evolved into this 3-point shooting contest, and it is kind of annoying, but sometimes it's really cool to watch. I mean, teams trading threes back to back, and every game's not always like that. The All Star game this year, though, the format that they did, I think that was really good. Wemby was out there playing his heart out. Kawhi Leonard was out there. I mean, Kawhi Leonard was playing ball. And even
yeah.
though it doesn't matter, and it's an arbitrary game, I mean, it's still entertaining. And I think the NBA can get back to being an entertaining thing to watch. Maybe adding, I mean, people always joke and talk about adding like the 4-point line. You know, I mean, will that garner any more views or more interest than the regular 3 point? The three at first,
Yeah,
as at a time, people weren't shooting threes at one point. Everything was mid range.
that's
Everything
true.
was getting to the rack. Now, it's about shooting the three. The game is always going to evolve. So, I mean, I think we're just in that gray area right now. Where's the game going to go? We're just
Yeah.
we're in the 3 point era right now, but it's going to evolve into something else.
Somebody did put in the chat earlier. I can't remember who it was, but they said that the NBA is kind of like stuck in neutral right now, and I think that's kind of what you're saying. Like I
Right.
tend to agree with that as well. Let me see. Kyle Diaz in the chat here says, "Who do I think is going to win this weekend in the UFC fight? Fluffy Hernandez or Sean Strickland?" I am going with Sean Strickland. I will actually be at that fight as UFC is going down in Houston this weekend, so I'll be at that fight. I do have Strickland winning the fight by decision, though. I have him winning by decision. Sean Strickland is a wild boy, man. He got on
Yeah.
a podium today. I don't know if you saw the latest clip,
I
but
was yeah.
what that man said, he was like nobody cares about women's
Mm.
fighting, and he was like the average like loser guy could like beat up Amanda Nunes, who is like one of the greatest female fighters of all time. He's a wild boy.
He used some
Um,
slurs.
oh for sure, for
I
sure.
just, I yeah. Outside of that though, because I'll go on a tangent. I got a back scratcher, guys. I I didn't realize, and I'm very happy about this. Is Paramount added UFC to their streaming?
Yes, they did.
So instead of having to pay for the UFC app and not being able to watch like pay-per-views, you can just do it all on Paramount. So if anybody has a Paramount and you watch UFC and you don't already know, now you know you can watch the pay-per-view events on Paramount. And I am
Yeah.
not getting paid by them to say that.
Yeah, definitely not. Paramount paid the UFC $7 billion to house their product on Paramount Plus, and so far it's been a little bit underwhelming, the cars that they've had. But I'm gonna be there live in person this week, so I'll see how it is in person. This will be my first UFC event ever, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But I do have Strickland winning, even though I cannot stand Sean Strickland. I hate him with all my being. I hope he loses, but if I'm going with my mind over my heart, I will pick him to beat Fluffy Hernandez. I don't think Fluffy is quite there yet. I just don't think he's quite there yet. Let me see. Attitude Pop here with a little hypothetical says, who would win, Tank or Shakur? I got Tank winning. He's sturdy, or he studies you while fighting and figures you out and wears you down and then cooks you. That's a fight that I would love to see. Tank and Shakur. I mean, Tank. I mean, he can't get out of his own way. He likes to fight women, and that is getting him fucked up right now. So it's like that's what I'm saying, for real. But no, I mean, Shakur is like low key
He's
the
nice, low key.
this
He's
generation's
nice.
Floyd.
Uh,
Low key though, because he's
uh,
super defensive. He don't get
I
hit.
gotta see him again. Don't get hit. You don't get hit. I gotta see him again. Who did he just fought?
Teofimo
I can't remember the
Lopez.
dude. Yeah, yep. And
Yeah.
that was a pretty good fight for him. You know who I do like, who's out of this area, who I think really beat Tank, was Lamont
Oh, Lamont
Roach.
Roach. He beat him. Yeah, Lamont
Lamont
Roach he beat
Roach.
that boy, man. I watched every round of
I
that fight, man. I thought he won.
I mean, it's even arguable to say on the back end of the fight he whooped his ass. I mean, he was looking pretty good. Roach was looking really good. I was very disappointed in him in his last fight where he got a draw, I believe, with some dude I think he should have watched. I can't remember his name either.
I don't think I caught
But
that one.
yeah, he it was a draw, and he should have won that fight. But he wasn't fighting nearly as well as he did. I think he fought up to his competition with Tank, and I would love to see that rematch. But I know that Tank is not interested in doing that because I think that Tank knows that Lamont could beat him. So, but to
Yeah.
answer your question, Pop, I got Tank beating Shakur.
I mean, because Tank is the type of fighter, he's gonna bring the fight to you, right? And he's got that power. And Pop says here, Tank is more like Floyd. It depends. I think that Tank is more like pretty boy Floyd, right? Like younger Floyd, where he had the actual power in his hands. But once Floyd's fist started breaking down, I think he had a couple like fractures in his hands and things like that. His power kind of went away. and he became much more of a defensive, relied on his defense, his quicks and things like that. And that's more so of who Shakur is. Not a crazy power puncher,
Right.
but he can damn sure not get hit, right? And he can touch you up. So it's like I think it's just two different eras of Floyd, right? But yeah. So and then Glaucoma says he got that IPTV on deck, everything free for him. You're not paying for no Paramount over here. I feel that. I mean, shout out to the IPTV, man. If you coming in the clutch, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. But you can't really beat, what is it, $8 a month for Paramount, and you get like every single fight. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. But all right, so let's move on here. We got a couple more things to get to before we go ahead and hop on out of here. Let's get into this. Let's get a little bit messy, right? Let's get into some Cam Newton shenanigans, right? This guy, Cam Newton, has been all over social media, just like going scorched earth with some of his takes recently. I guess he was on some lady's podcast. I don't even know exactly who she is, but there were some clips, swirling around the internet earlier today. And here's one that I saw on him talking about conditional and unconditional love. So I think it takes a second for them to get to that, but here it is.
Because we all know you're incredible at what you do. And sometimes when you do that, it's like a performance. You got to turn on. And I feel like you're allowing people to see more of the real you. Now, I watched an episode with you and TD Jakes, and he was talking about the mask and having to put the mask on. And you said you don't feel like you can ever take the mask off. You can only do that with your children. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that robs you of your humanity?
No, because that's the only feeling that I have where it's unconditional.
What does that mean?
Respectfully, any man, any provider can agree with this statement. There's no such thing as unconditional love. You only get that from very few people on this earth. One of those group of people are your parents. Lucky if they love you unconditional. You commit a crime, they love you. You are failure, they love you. You do something that's against their will, they still love you, right? And then that's your children. Like, we go different places. I get accolades, I get awards, I get, certain experiences, and a lot of people put me on a pedestal. I don't know why. But to my children, that's daddy. To other people, that's, oh my God, that's Cam Newton. Oh my, this, that. And they don't care nothing about that. They don't want that. Only thing they want is time. And that mask only comes off for them because they see through the minutia. They see through, like, man, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, like, hey, welcome to Funky Friday. Like, they see First Take. They see hey, 106 in Sport. They see all that. All those characters that you may see online, my children just see me. When you're dealing with other entities, whether relationship-wise, wives, girlfriends, significant others, partners, if your husband don't do right by you, there's only a certain amount of time where you're just going to say, all right, now I ain't going to keep dealing with this now. Well, with your children, they still going to choose you. And that's the true essence of what unconditional love is. And that's, I said it, people think it, and you can't find another source that will love you regardless of who you are. And that's what I mean by
that. So, I mean, low-key speaking factual, like I can't really disagree with what he's saying here, because I think that most relationships, if not all relationships, are transactional, right? Like, what are you doing for me? And what am I doing for you? And that's how this ship stays afloat, right? And that goes, I definitely think that goes for, like, romantic relationships and things like that. And that may not be like the I guess the nicest thing to say, or like it may not sound the greatest, but I think it's low key the truth, right? And like he mentions, like, your parents, they're gonna love you unconditionally, like you came from them, right? Or your children, they came from you. They're gonna love you unconditionally, no matter what the circumstances are.
Right.
right? But what do you think about that? Do you disagree?
Um, I see the point that he's going for, and he sounds to me like a very jaded man. And he's rich. He's a rich guy in a lot of ways that I think don't really matter in life. Like I think it's hard to say that those are the only times that you experience unconditional love. I think, like Urban is saying, he should speak for himself. I think a partner that you grow with, that is there for you, and has been with you through your worst times, your lowest of lows, and your highest of highs in life. And don't get me wrong, things can always go wrong with any relationship that you have, and whatever the case may be, you're always going to have love for whoever the person is. You know, like it don't have to always be romantic. It could be a platonic relationship. It could be an unconditional. Hey, you know, I've been rocking with this person for so long. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. You know, it don't have to be mom and dad. It don't have to be daughter or son. You know, it could be best friends. It could be whatever the case may be. I think that in situations like that, maybe he hasn't experienced those kind of relationships to where he would feel as though you know he has an unconditional love uh
Yeah.
option. I don't know.
No, I think that, like, I think you make a good point when you say that Cam comes off as jaded a lot, because I mean, yes, you can receive unconditional love from other parties that aren't, you know, uh attached to you by, either you birthing them or them birthing you. However, I think it's just like a different level of like allowance that you get, because some people are completely estranged from their parents, right? And some
Right.
parents are estranged from their children.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a different level of allowance that you get when it's a regular platonic relationship or romantic relationship, as opposed to a parent and child relationship. Because again, the only reason why you start a platonic or romantic relationship is because this other person offers you something, right? Something that you did not come into this world with, but something that, fulfills you, like companionship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in order for you, like, for example, in order for you to be my companion, you, Baby Gap, you have to do right by me as a friend, and I have to do
Right.
right by you, or else we just not friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
we can't be friends if that wasn't going down that way, right? But and it's just like, and I'm sure, like, if I did you wrong or something like that, we might have like a conversation about it, whoop de woo, and we might be able to like make up and still be cool.
Yeah,
But
we've
if
had we've
I'm
had those conversations.
And we've had conversations. We've had those situations before in the past, and we're able to work through those times. I remember those times very vividly, as a matter of fact. But it's just like, I think there's a different level of allowance that you have when it's your parent, or when it's your child. You know what I mean? Like, you're willing to allow or give grace on some things that you maybe wouldn't with like a romantic partner, because, like, again, if you're not doing that thing for me, like doing right by me, like what it took for us to get into this companionship to begin with, then I guess the way you can put it is like, a parent to child relationship is a natural relationship,
Right.
whereas a friendship or a romantic partner, that is something that is constructed. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
it's man made, and it's more fragile because of that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
And in a way, when you put it like that, that makes those relationships a little bit more stronger when you think about it, because the effort that goes into them, it's easy to be like, when somebody hurts you, oh, I ain't rocking with this person no more, or whatever. But to
Yeah.
whoever you deal with, any companionship, any partnership you have, you're going to get hurt by them eventually. Everybody. Somebody's going to hurt your feelings, or this may not, be something crazy, but it's always going to be something that hurts you. eventually with everybody that you deal with. And for you to make that conscious decision to be like, hey, I'm gonna work through my feelings right now, and I love this person enough to, be vulnerable with them and give them another opportunity, or be vulnerable with them and let them know that I feel some type of way about whatever. I think that's that goes a little bit further than the relationship that you have with your parents or your kids. And I'm not talking about like you love them more or anything like that. But I'm just saying that kind of love is a little bit more
It takes
balanced.
more work. Yeah. Now I see what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense too. Terry Mitchell says here in the chat, I don't want to assume, but it sounds like Cam is coming from a place where he was let down or may have been hurt. And yeah, I think a lot of his takes do come off that way. And some of the takes that he's had before, and like the one, I think it was like a couple weeks ago or last week, something like that, where he was saying he can't be in platonic relationships with women. He can't do that because he just knows himself and stuff like that. I think a lot of that comes from how Cam came up, how he was raised. Of course, I didn't know him. I don't know him personally. And I damn sure didn't know him when he was growing up. But you got to think about who Cam Newton is, right? Ever since hell, he probably hit puberty, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was probably like tallest kid in school, right? I mean, like handsome, good looking, you know what I mean? Everybody knew he was going to be the next football star, nice shiny teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like a lot of women, old and young, when he was just coming up, like young teenager, were probably throwing themselves at him.
Probably.
And so like the way that he looks at relationships and the way that he looks at women is kind of predicated off of how he came up. Because you think most of us normal dudes, right? You come up and, if you're not like a star athlete or like the most poppin' dude in town who everybody knows is going to be famous in the next couple of years and be making millions of dollars, you are socialized by your female counterparts. And this is, again, talking about those takes he made last week. You're socialized by your female counterparts that not everybody wants you sexually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so you have to learn from an early age, okay, like even though I'm hitting puberty and I'm having these feelings about girls and things like that, I have to be able to compartmentalize that, these women or girls at the time, they can just be my friend. I don't have to look at them all in this one way. But when you grow up like Cam and you're just getting it thrown at you, again, I didn't know him, but like if I know a thing or two about young athletes, young star athletes and whatnot, especially the young black men, they're going to get a lot of attention, and that could probably skew your mindset because your brain is super undeveloped at 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, right? And I think that that's why he has some of the takes that he has. I'm not saying that, he's devoid of blame or anything like that for thinking the way he is, the way he does, because at some point you have to look within yourself and like do the healing, right? And like realize that like the things that you grew up seeing and going through, they were not the right things, And I think that he's just got to talk to a therapist, right? Off camera, and address and unpack some of the stuff and maybe potential traumas that he might not even see as trauma. He's got to talk about some of those things. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. He's just one of those brothers, man. You say when you turn 30, you start saying shit like that. One of those brothers.
One of those brothers.
He's one of those brothers, man, that you think you listen to him talk and you're like, man, this dude is trying so hard to be profound, like say something profound, like that hasn't been said before. Make like he's being deep, and it's like I get it, but it's like grow up. At the end of the day,
yeah,
you gotta grow up.
And that's becoming his brand too. That's low key becoming his brand.
It is. It is.
Glaucoma says, "I'm tired of this nigga."
That's a brand that takes you down a slippery slope, man. You start doing shit like that. So.
For sure. Kenny says in the chat, I thought this was a morning show. Yeah, Kenny, it normally is, but we're doing things a little bit different today. Hope that's cool with you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for still rocking out with us, even though we are live here late at night. Now, we got one more thing to get into before we get out of here. One more thing, and this is actually in the title of the video. Our boy Barack Obama was just on a podcast recently, very recently, talking to God knows who. I don't even know who the guy was, whose podcast it was. Maybe I should know these things, but who cares? It's about what Obama said. The guy asked him, hey, look, are aliens real? And the first thing that came out of Obama's mouth was that, and I quote, they are real. But let's listen to what Obama said in full here.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51.
Hold on, let's spin that back.
There's
real quick.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
So you heard it there. Go ahead, get your shit out. Go ahead.
I love how cool Barack is, man. Barack.
Oh, for sure.
I love him. He's one of the coolest people ever, and that's without him being the president of the United States, or the first black president of the United States, rather. The reason why I think he's so cool is this is such a crazy question to ask, just pro bono out the gate. Hey, are aliens real? And then for him to just be sitting there, legs crossed, coffee mug in his hand. Yeah, fuck it, they are real. What are you going to do about it? I mean, this is the stance that we're taking on aliens. Is they're real. Fuck it. Fuck you too. And I tried to find them, but they didn't even let me find them. And that's the president telling you that. Now I don't know if he's R farming. I don't know if he's trying to get clips or what he's trying to do here, or if he's writing another book. But the fact that he can just say, and I mean, he didn't even think about it. He was like, "Yeah, they're real." So now what? It's like, you didn't know. It's like, that's insane to me. But that just tells you like what kind of crazy like year we've been having with like all the news circulating right now, that we're not even taking any time to really talk about this.
Yeah, because I mean, there is obviously a lot of news, going around in the world. Some news that a lot of people aren't acknowledging. Some news that a lot of people are diving down a rabbit hole on, and very disturbing stuff going on right now too. And the fact that like something like this gets like swept under the rug, because if this were to be true, I think that this, no pun intended, trumps everything. You know what I mean? Like everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like this is something outside of literally everybody's wheelhouse, everybody's imagination, their wildest dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to address that. I don't want to speed past that. The fact that he says no, they're real, but if they are, if they are real, they're hiding them from me. There's nothing Area 51 to worry about or nothing like that. But there's been accounts, and there's a really good documentary. There's a really good documentary that came out. I think it's on like Prime Video or something like that. I can't remember what it's called right now, but I saw some clips from it online, and it's basically like people's individual, like personal anecdotal accounts on like times that they've seen weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, and they explain all sorts of stuff, like how like alien like ships and whatnot, like they travel through a different dimension. So like, even if they were like right in front of our faces, we wouldn't be able to see them, hear them, smell them, like nothing. Like they could be in our presence right now and we wouldn't know. That's like how advanced they are compared to us. And again, the fact that the most important world leader, which is the president of the United States, is willing to say this, again, just kind of carte blanche, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, they're real. That should wake shit up. That should wake something up, like that something's going on, right? Because again, how do you even begin to conceptualize that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy. And I don't know this is so much gray area here, because he answers it in a way almost to where it leaves it for interpretation. Like, is he saying it like, I believe they're real, but I've never seen them? Or I know they're real, and I have never seen them, though, because they're hiding them from me. See, that he leaves that kind of open for interpretation, and at least from this clip we're watching. And then that's the funny thing about it, because it's kind of like, Stardust. It's bullshit. It's like, okay. But
so okay, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm just saying it's also kind of a smart way to keep the wheels turning You know?
Yeah, it definitely keeps my wheels turning. That's for sure. I don't think that it is something that, you know, hopefully at least you and I in our lifetimes and everybody watching the chat in our lifetimes that we'll have to experience, because it sounds scary as hell. You know what I mean? Like something that, like, hypothetically speaking, if we were to piss something off, or if they came here pissed off, right?
Yeah.
What could we do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like not even like our best technology could like fend off or like protect the average human. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
wanted to mention this, the documentary that I mentioned, that I think we should all at least take a look at, because it has from what I saw, the clips, it had a lot of interesting information in it from some very, very highly credible sources as well. It's the documentary is called The Age of Disclosure. The Age of Disclosure. It came out in 2025. It's on Amazon Prime Video. And it says here, the documentary, directed by Dan Farah, explores claims of a decades-long U.S. government cover-up of alien life, featuring testimony from 34 former officials, released on Prime Video and debuting at South by Southwest. It alleges that non-human technology has been recovered and reverse engineered. The premise of it, the film argues that an 80-year-old cover up regarding non-human intelligence and UAP, which stands for unidentified aerial phenomena, is ending. So I guess they're kind of uncovering some things. And some key participants in the documentary include interviews from the U.S. military, intelligence community officials, and politicians as well. We know how politicians, they lie and stuff like that, but some of those other sources may be more credible. So it's just something that I wish I could play some of it on screen. I don't have it, unfortunately, but it's something that I think that we should open our eyes to. You know, we should open our eyes to a lot of different shit. Don't get me wrong. But that's not something that I think that we should sweep under the rug, especially when somebody as trustworthy as Barack Obama. I mean, like a lot of us trust Obama. You know what I mean? And I said politicians lie, and I'm sure, I mean, he has it as well. He's no different, but I think pound for pound, if he's saying that like they're real, I think we have
Yeah.
to kind of take it with a grain of salt, but also grain of sugar as well. I mean, it could be true. It could be the truth. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's out of this world. I can't even begin to conceptualize it myself, which is why, again, go watch that documentary. Check it out. I implore you to do so.
Yeah, for sure. And Obama's like Moses in my household, so I'm rocking with the boy.
Oh, for sure. For sure. For sure. But all right. So I think that's going to do it here for this episode 36 of Sutton Reactions. Again, big shout out to my boy Baby Gap for coming through. Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. We talked about this. I called you, I think, last Friday or something like that, about coming on and doing this show with me, because it's good to have somebody to bounce off of. And we've done podcasts before, you know, so I knew we would have like good chemistry and stuff like that. So, you know, if you wouldn't mind, you know, think about it, sleep on it, and love to have you back. You know what I mean?
For sure. Much love.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And yeah, thank y'all so much for coming through to this episode. Be sure to like the video as well. W episode says glaucoma. W gap says appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. Make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. And with that being said, we're gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.